Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video on Lumber Capital Log Yard. We just replaced the blades on our edger for the first time in years, and we're dying to test it out. So without further ado, let's get into this video. For those of you who don't know, the edger is designed to remove the bark off of boards that come off of our sawmill. And these boards are what we call a flitch. They have bark on one or both sides. And these flitches really add up by the end of the week. So we have to run the edger about once a week. So while it's not every day, it's still quite a bit. We definitely get plenty of use out of it. And that's why it's surprising that after over 3 years of having it, we really haven't had to do much maintenance on it until now. What was happening was we'd put a board through and it'd get about halfway before the machine would come to a screeching halt and turn off. And we really noticed that this started happening when we were cutting more hardwood, because for the first 2 years of having this, we were primarily just cutting hemlock and pine, which is of course a lot softer than oak. And when we started shoving more oak through the edger, that's when we started noticing that it was dulling. And so it's really a pain when you stick it through and it only gets like halfway before shutting off, because then the board's jammed, you have to pull it out the way it came. And it was just a real pain. And last week we were done with it. It wouldn't go, okay? What was happening before was it happened once in a while, but we were able to put another one through and it'd just be fine, it'd make it through. Because the interesting thing about this machine is, unlike the mill, it's only one feed rate, so you can't slow it down when the blades get dull. If it was happening on the mill, I'd just slow it down a little bit so it didn't stall. But this machine's just gonna stall itself because it's just gonna shove it through, and if it doesn't go, well, you know what I mean? So Grandpa noticed when he changed them that there was a tooth that was chipped on one of them. I hadn't noticed that, but he said that he did, and I kind of wonder how that happened, because it's not like we're shoving stones through it. All the boards are going to be clean, so I don't know how one of the teeth got chipped, or how much that really affected it, but we're gonna find out today here when we finally get to use these fresh and sharp blades, because like I said, it's been over 3 years, going on 4 years of having the same blades on there, and now we have new ones and I'm pretty excited. So let's start it up. We have to fill it up with some gas here because you don't want to run it out of gas, and we'll get to running this baby. So Jade, did you notice any difference being on the receiving end of it, whether you could really tell that we had new blades on there or not?
Yeah, I'd say audibly that was what was
the biggest difference.
Yeah, you could really tell. It sounded a lot better. It didn't sound like it was struggling at all.
So do you agree with the statement that it almost sounds quieter?
Quieter, yeah, you know, it does. It does kind of sound a little more quiet.
I feel like it was so loud, like it was just so noisy before. And now that I'm thinking back, I almost feel like it was a progressive thing. I don't know what would make it be so that it would almost sound noisier, but this machine is so loud to begin with.
It is very loud.
You don't want to get anywhere near it without hearing protection on, because wow, it will just blast your eardrums. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely thought that it was quieter, definitely smoother too as well.
Yeah, I definitely noticed the boards coming off, the edge of the board where it runs across the blade does seem a little bit smoother looking at some of the pieces as compared to like the
other
before
one.
We changed.
Yeah.
We changed that. And that probably was due to that tooth, but I'd never really given that much consideration until today.
No, I almost wish I would have seen it before we threw him out, what the chipped tooth looks like.
Thinking.
He just mentioned it, but I didn't see it myself.
Yeah.
So. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But other than that, we'll see you back here next time. Bye.